Hello there everyone, and today we're going to be reviewing another Flame Toys. Yeah, I have even more of these things. So I'm being honest here, I've been buying them a lot more recently, and the fun part is I did buy Rodimus Prime actually. And also, it's like pretty cool, I did buy it at Hobby Lobby. So they are bringing them into Hobby Lobbies, more or less. But I also did buy Shockwave too. I'll follow Big Bad Toy Store for like 60. Yeah, I spent a while on a boy. But they're not gonna review those two until the later down this year. I guess see when. We're gonna be looking at the G1 Megatron. This costs $45 at Hobby Lobby. I didn't buy this, but my nephew did. So shout out to him, and I hope to get you some more of these someday, bro. So this is based on the G1 version. And I'm real here, I think it looks more better than the Mega down there. Trust me. It looks more better because I do like the G1 aesthetic, and I think it looks a little more better, in my opinion. My opinion may differ on yours, so. Yeah. And I do have G1 Prime with me, so we will compare it to it. And also, I think they look pretty good together, so I can get a few shots of those. So let's go look at the figure, accessories, and the lack of accessories is missing for that 45 pricing. So let's look. Now, here's G1 Megatron. I will say he looks fantastic. I did panel line him, actually. So every part that you see that is in the dark spots, panel line to the point, I think it's more detailed than it really should be. I will say, if you do see these little coverings, it's because there is covers. So okay, so let me take the cannon off. So there is a cover for this one in case you want to cover it up, which is actually pretty decent in case you want to do it yourself. But I think it looks good with some of the coverings on there because if you did leave them off, I think it would look a little too empty, and I feel like you're missing something like a cannon or certain things. Now, I will say the joints on this one is a little more better than the IDW variant, and this is one of the newer releases that came out around December of 2024. So the furai model kits are really decent for that, and the accessories you do get them right here. However, I did make a little note right here to tell you the lack of accessories you get. Look at the accessories like I said. So you get basically the same pair of hands. So pointing fingers, gripping hands, hands like this, like stars. You get the same hands like every time. Trust me, Prime has them. Starscream Prime has them. Megatron has them. Shockwave has them. Every single one of these guys had the same size hands, but they're all different colors, which is super annoying, but it is so repetitive. But I will say, but Soundwave did not have pointing fingers. That's something he does not have. Surprisingly, out of everything you think he has. The only thing this figure is missing is the lack of a gun, which means the purple gun. The lack of a mace that he could take off, or sorry, he could change his hand for and put on there. That's something he doesn't have, which I really wish it came with. One more thing that it doesn't come with is his sword. That one thing I never wrote down, but that's one thing that it is really missing, his sword, because they give you a hand for a gun, right? So two of them for each hand. And I'm like, cool, but now we're just missing certain things to really make it for the $45. Okay, that's everything that it feels like it's missing. Now let's get back to the figure itself. Now, articulation-wise, double jointed arms, like usual. Double jointed legs that are not tight. I would say that part. They're not tight. And also, pound line defeat too. I think it looks more better. And they do go out, and the skirt pieces do go up fully. And just that part. Hopefully over time. I mean, you can just scoot it up and then do that, so you get a good split. And they do have the drop down hip as well. So you can see drop down to get the kick you like. The head is on a ball joint, so it's neck. So it's a double ball joint between the neck and head region, which is pretty decent. The back is actually pretty clean looking, I will say. Not much that detail back here. It's just like other than panelining it, never yet though. The arms do go up this high to the point it's maybe these sort of things smack him in the face. Arms go 460, and there's a lot of stuff in here. The foot, as you can see, if you can't see, it is on a swivel, but the foot is on a ball joint. So as you can see right there, and as you can see the foot right here too. That's how deep it can go, but since the foot gets in the way, it really cannot fully extend out. Which it is, I wouldn't say it's not for limiting, but it is not that much. But I will say there is detail within the leg, because technically this is probably the gun variant of them. It makes sense. The skirt piece will tend to want to come off them, but it is easy popping. I will say if it does do this, glue in the parts. Trust me, you're gonna need to. After a while, you will want it to not come out on you when you wanna play with it or make a pose. Now let's look at size comparisons. Here is Blur from the Speedy 500. Here is the RX-78-2. And here's G1 Prime. So you can really get these guys doing the most coolest things. And all of these work right here is actually like stuff you do work with. And that sticker is, there's no stickers at all in this. It looks really good. To have these two together. I just really hope we really get more G1 characters. And I know I do have the Soundwave, Shockwave, and they're not G1-esque. I mean, parts of them are. I can tell you some parts are. So they look really good. And it really looks good when you put these guys together. Because I really think if they kept making these, they should really do G1 characters. And I know they're going to do it from Primal, but I really hope it's good. So the issue with me, I do like certain things and certain figures. It's going to be hard to do. Now, let's get to my final thoughts on this monk kit. Now, I briefly spoke about this figure, and I did give them information. I did want to give you the best I can without going over the same details again and again. I think it looks really good, and I really hope we do get more G1 inspired characters. Because trust me, we are getting like other variants of like characters. Because we do have RC, but she's not really she's not really G1 inspired. She is adjacent to G1 coloring, but everything else gone out. Wingblade, same side issue. I mean, it's not close to the comic that she is part of, but it looks as good. I do have that figure too. I will probably review that next month if I know how to fix my timing correctly, and we can see how far that goes. I mean, I probably can, but I guess you put that saying. I do think some of the things it do lack, like the gun, the sword, and the mace. You could probably 3D print those parts yourself if you want to, which I really hope, because if Gun plugins can really get custom parts, like custom weapons, Someone please make a 3D file to really make things for the furai uh flame toys kits, because I would love that. Because that means you can make your own mace, the mace of Megatron. Then you can make the sword for Megatron, and any other thing you can make for the character. That means you can make the rocket for Cliffjumper when he comes out, whenever, or any other character that comes out. You can make that item for them. I really hope we do get that, but I don't think we will, because since these kits are not that beloved as much as Gundam is, I do see these having a like behind. If I have to myself, I could probably make these the best I could and make some custom weapons if I have to. I probably made myself them. I just gotta. I mean, I do have epoxy, so technically I could know how to learn it myself, and understand it and learn it. So, what do you think about the model kit? Because I want to know your opinion for real. Give me your opinion on what you think about it, and would you pick it up? I know it's a little bit hard to, but I would say I'll go to the Big Bad Toy Store, pick it up there as a pre-order, and then let it get to your house. Or if you can find it if you can find it online, do look carefully with the pricing. And I will say this figure is more better than I did worry about, because when I did do the Devastator, I was very cautious about the joints breaking. But since it did come out during, I think, peak 2020-ish to 2021, 2022. So with that, I can understand. With this one coming out of December of 2024, I'm not really worried. I just worry when we do get other characters, we just don't get reissues. But technically, we are getting reissues though, so I mean, you could take off the back piece too, and put a cover on it to make the back way more cleaner. However, I'm sticking with the back on it, and I think it looks more better. Even though I can understand this part being annoying later on, I think kind of how it looks compared to everything else. So, everything should be in my link tree, which would be in the description of where my social media is, and I'll put the link in the description for the figure if you want to buy it yourself. Have a good day, y'all. Peace out.